Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL Draft Class, and specifically the defensive tackle position when it comes to production analytics. And the prospect that we're going to be talking about today is Vita Vea, defensive tackle from Washington. A guy that has gotten a lot of buzz from last year up into this year. And honestly, production data-wise, we'll get into it, but there definitely are some concerns. I'll just say that much when it comes to his profile as a prospect. But first off, if you're new to the channel and you don't really know what production analytics is, and you don't know what market share data is, let me explain. Market share data at the defensive tackle position is particularly defensive market share data, for example, is where you take an individual defensive statistic and you divide it by the team total statistics. So, for example, if a defensive tackle has 50 solo tackles on a team that has 500 solo tackles, then that defensive tackle has 10% solo tackle market share data. But what you do is you take that percentage and you compare it to every single defensive tackle since the 1989 NFL Draft Class, and then boom, you have a way of comparing every single multiple All-Pro, multiple Pro Bowl defensive tackle in terms of how they performed in terms of production data, and you can kind of see if they produced in a similar vein or have similar data traits. So a lot of ways, this is like traits on film, because everybody talks about film traits all the time. The defensive tackle is able to shed a guy and get a tackle, or has a really good spin move or a hump move. Like, again, those are definitely traits at the position, but those are film traits. This is production traits, and it's a little bit better than film traits in certain ways because there's actually some substance behind it. When I say a guy produced like an All-Pro or Pro Bowl player when it comes to production traits, I'm not saying that because I saw something on film and I really liked it and it looks similar to something I've seen before. I'm saying that because it's just facts. Every single multiple All-Pro defensive tackle produced at this level. Every single Pro Bowl player produced at this level. I'm just giving you facts. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm not giving you that he looks kind of like a guy that I liked last year, or he looks sort of like this guy in film, or stuff like that. I'm giving you actual substance to the argument that I'm presenting to you today. So when you get to Vea's production profile, and this is his profile right here, he had a 66.63 solo tackle production data score, a 54.67 sack market share score, and a 36.19 tackle for loss market share production score. Based on his data, as you can clearly see, he doesn't really hit the Pro Bowl thresholds at the position, with the exception of his sack market share. He kind of misses the boat with solo tackle data and misses the boat with tackle for loss data, indicative of a multiple All-Pro, multiple Pro Bowl type defensive tackle prospect. And this includes multiple All-Pro, multiple Pro Bowl nose tackles, because I do understand a lot of you guys are going to bring up, well, what about nose tackles? They don't typically produce a lot, when actually data-wise they do produce a lot. Guys like Haloti Ngata, guys like Vince Wilfork, elite level nose tackles produce really well, in terms of their overall production data. And that's why I wanted to get Dontari Poe in here, because Dontari Poe was a guy that during his draft class people said wasn't productive. And I remember this. They were like, oh, he's kind of a risk. He's not really that productive. But when you looked at his profile, he pretty much hit solo tackle data. He pretty much hit the solo tackle data he needed to hit. He definitely hit the sack market share data, indicative of a high-quality player. And he also hit the tackle for loss data when it comes to his overall profile as well. So, again, Vea gets that Poe-ish. Again, when you look on film, you do see Poe-ish qualities. You do see qualities of a high-end defensive tackle. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is over the course of an entire season, he was not able to produce like Dontari Poe, nor was he able to produce like a Ndamukong Suh, nor was he able to produce like a Haloti Ngata. Like, all I'm trying to say is that Vita Vea might have all the film traits in the world that you want at the defensive tackle position, but he doesn't have the production traits, which has a little bit more substance to it. Again, it has a little bit more substance to it because you're actually comparing it to something that's tangible. Production data is very tangible. It's something that is very clear. It's facts. It's just facts. And that is the only real concern with Vea is, now, does this mean that he can't become a long-term starter? Absolutely. I think absolutely not. Like, just because he can't become an all-pro or Pro Bowl player based on his production data doesn't necessarily mean that he won't become a long-term starter. I think there definitely is a possibility that Vea can become a long-term starter and do that sort of thing from that kind of perspective. But if you're looking at this guy and saying to yourself, this is a multiple all-pro player or multiple Pro Bowl player or the next Vince Wilfork or the next Dontari Poe even or the next whatever, I would say that that's a little bit less likely due to his production profile, due to his production data. So again, this isn't to bash him at all or say he's going to be a bust or anything else like that, but it's just to let you guys know that based on his production data, based on some facts, there are some concerns with him that could ultimately cause some issues in the future, potentially. It's sort of a red flag kind of thing when it comes to his production data. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always reminded when another video of mine drops. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.